Hello and welcome into another CODEWARS challenge. Today we'll be dealing with 6Q longest alphabetical substring. Find the longest substring in alphabetical order. Example, the longest alphabetical substring in ASD ABBB is. There are tests with strings up to 10,000 characters long, so your code will need to be efficient. The input will only consist of lowercase characters and will be at least one letter long. If there are multiple solutions, return the one that appears first. Alright, let's think about it for a moment and we'll get back to the solution after a short break. And we're back in the CODEWARS console. I will be using JavaScript, but you can use many other languages as well. So probably we will need to create some kind of a loop. Go through each individual element of the string and see if the another element is like on the same level. So if we have A, is it the same like A or B, C, T, T? So is it greater? So for sure we will also need to store it somewhere. So let's store firstly the longest, which will be our result, and let's maybe store the current one. Then let's create a for loop. Let I equal 0, I less than str length and I plus plus. Then let's open it and let's check. Let's check if string I, so the current character, is greater than or equal to the previous one. If it is, let's add it to the current one. So let's do plus equals string at E. And then let's check if the current is already longer than the longest one, so we can replace it. So let's check if current length is greater, because we want it also to, the input will only consist of lowercase character and will be at least one letter long. If there are multiple solutions, return the one that appears first, so that we won't overwrite the first one. So let's do current length greater than longest length. And if it is, let's switch the longest will equal current. Then we also need to take care of the case that it's not equals, that it's not longer, so we are resetting the current. So the current will be only string at I. So our process starts again because the chain was broken. And then let's return longest after all of that. Let's see if it will work. Okay, input C. If one letter, we have an issue. And we have an issue here. Okay, let's try to work it out. Maybe let's set current to string at I to the first element. It would solve the issue. Sorry. Let's set longest to the first one. Right, those passed. Those also are good. Okay, so we did a little bit of the workaround. So we are assuming that the longest one on the beginning is the first letter. Then we are declaring the current, which will be blank. Then we are going through each individual element of the string and we are comparing. If the current string, so let's say we have here like ABC. So when we are, the first instantiation is that the longest is A. But then we are going like, if we are at B, then we are checking if B is greater than or equal A. If it is, we are adding it to the current one, so we are giving one more letter to the string which we want to return, and we are checking if the current one is already longer than the longest which we had already previously set. If it is, we are switching them because we have a new longest substring, and then we are going through another iteration. If it's not, the chain was broken, so there is no longest which fits the schema, so we are starting right over. So the current one is just the first character, and then we are just returning it back. So that's basically it. Hopefully it gave you some insight to the programming. See you next time.